Hi, this is Adam Lincolnauger, and I really do help the average athlete increase their vertical jump instantly, so they're throwing down monstrous dunks just by using the Become a Freak system. Okay, now I know that there are these people out there that claim that if you do their jump program, you are going to magically add inches to your vertical jump and you're going to be dunking like crazy tomorrow. Listen, these claims are the only motive behind them is they're trying to impress you. That's it, okay? The difference between them and what I do is I actually do what their motive is. I actually do put inches on athletes' verticals instantly. I can go up to any athlete, anywhere, anytime, and instantly put inches on their vertical jump. That's guaranteed, okay? Whether you're an athlete who can, you can't touch the net, I'll have you touch the net. If you're an athlete who's touching the net, you're going to be getting backboard. If you're skimming the backboard, we're going to get you up touching the rim. If you're touching the rim, we're going to get you to where you can dunk. Okay, these are just instant little things, these tips that I'm about to show you can accomplish this, okay? So here's what we're going to do now. It's early in the morning here. I'm actually going to go work out on my own. Then I'm going to go to lunch, and then I'm going to wait for the gym to fill up. Once the gym fills up, I'm going to show you in live footage, okay? I don't know if anyone's ever done this before. I'm going to show you in live footage that I can instantly add inches to your vertical, okay? Enjoy the video. Hey, buddy, what's your name?
I'm Zach.
And how old are you, Zach?
15.
You're 15 years old. Okay. Now, you went to my old school, I see.
Yeah.
So so that's cool. That works out. So we need another jumper from Botetourt. Was that going to be you?
Hope so.
Hope so. All right. Tell me, how high can you jump now?
I can skim rim.
Skim the rim. Okay. So you can't touch the rim. So what's your goal today? Just to be able to snap it.
Grab it.
Grab it. Good. All right. Well, I'm going to take you in here and we're instantly going to make that happen. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's see what you got, buddy. Okay, guys. So let's look here. Let's look at our first jumper's approach here. Notice the first thing you notice is this big red line that I've drawn down his body here. So notice it going from the top of his head to his left foot, his jump foot. Notice the lean involved here. Notice how far it's leaning forward. Listen, you do not want to lean forward when you're approaching. But when you lean forward, that will cause you to be unbalanced. That will cause you to stutter your steps. Okay, so first mistake right here is he's leaning forward. Okay, this is an easy adjustment that you can make. Just if you feel yourself leaning forward, go ahead and tighten that core up and throw your pull your shoulders back and stay tall. You want to keep your hips tall here. All right, at his takeoff, we notice the red line. It is very, very long between his 2 feet. Okay, that's way too much length. I'll teach you how you need each step to be a little bit quicker. Okay, it's an acceleration to jump high. You need to accelerate 1 foot or 2 feet. You need to accelerate each step. So your last 2 steps are your quickest steps. And that right there, you'll see if you notice in the video, his last 2 were probably his slowest steps. Okay, and now notice the orange line I have here. It's from his hip to his foot. Okay, notice the bend in it. That bend right there means that you're lowering your hips and that you are not going to get the most out of your jump. Okay, you do not bend down. You want to stay tall when you want to jump high. Okay, so he's got to stay tall here. And what it should look like a straight line from the tip of his nose all the way to his foot. Should just be in a straight line. All right, now we notice his result. Okay, he's right around the rim. Okay, so he's touching the rim, as he said. So that was expected. And then you notice where his foot height is. You notice the red light. That's how high he's getting off the ground. Okay, so just take a mental note of that. All right. Hey, this time I want you to concentrate on speeding up, getting your last 2 steps down really quickly, and exploding up, okay? Okay, stay tall, do not bend down. Okay, come back, got a little higher there. That time you slow down a little bit too much at the end, So try one more time without slowing down whatsoever, okay? Do not decelerate at all. Hey, get excited. You're snapping it. Let's go now. Look at there. All right, now we're gonna look at the after effects of my advice and my quick and easy just tips that instantly improve this kid's vert. Okay. So first thing you notice is lean. We straightened him up a bit. It's still not quite where we want it. We want him leaning. We want him staying tall and not leaning forward. But I mean that's tough to change in a matter of a couple jumps. You know what I mean? Like that's tough. So he's doing a good job here of really concentrating on staying tall but not slowing down. Okay, you heard me say do not slow down. If you slow down, that's when you get those really two long reaching strides at the end there that you try to jump off of. Okay, let's go to takeoff. Now takeoff, look at this. This is pretty. Okay, the red line, look how close his feet are. That's exactly what we want. We want those feet really, really close together, and then you notice the yellow line from the tip of his nose all the way to his foot. We can draw a straight line to that, okay? And what that means is he's jumping off of a straight leg, and he's getting the most out of his MCV. Which is his maximum controlled velocity. Okay, so he's got a good maximum controlled velocity, good speed coming in. It's controlled, that's the key. He plants that foot down, that jumping foot, and he has a great takeoff. Okay. Now let's see the result here. Look at that. Okay, there's a good. You notice the red line compared to the previous jumps red line. You notice the black line where how high he's getting. He's improved a solid 3 or 4 inches instantly, and this is just in a couple of jumps, y'all. Like, it's that easy if you just take these tips. They're that quick and they're that simple to do. And look at, I mean, the results are obvious right here in front of you. What do you think, dude?
A lot of inches.
That was really good. That was really good. Awesome. I'm gonna list out everything you need to work on, and I'll get that stuff to you. Good job, dude. All right, hey, what's your name now? How old are you?
My name's Cruz.
Cruz.
23.
23. Okay, you're an old buck like me then. All right, Cruz. So tell me, what's your background with jumping?
Pretty much just 1 foot jumper. Don't have any.
Okay.
Have trouble probably dunking consistently.
Okay.
But I can dunk.
Okay, so you can dunk. All right, let's see if we can't get you in the gym and make it more consistent instantly. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All right, let's do it. Okay, guys, now we have Cruz here, okay? Now, Cruz, he's a tall kid. He's like 6'4", give or take. His approach was pretty good. It looked good from the three-point line to his last 3 steps. That's where the trouble began. His last 3 steps are what we have to concentrate on. First I always tell athletes you want to have a good controlled speed coming in, which Cruz does, but the speed for the way he was jumping, his technique, he was too fast. Okay, so there's 2 ways to fix that. Either he needs to slow down, or we need to change his technique. Which I went that route. I went the instant inches techniques that I always want to try them first before I change anything else, because they're the easiest things to fix to jump higher. Okay, so I freeze frame it here right as Cruz puts his right heel down to jump. Okay, and the red line, the yellow line, they stick out like a sore thumb to me. Okay, the big long red line that's way too long. We always say we want the last 2 steps to be your quickest steps, and as you can see here, and as you watch Cruz jump, these are definitely not his quickest steps of his approach. Alright, so we need to shorten that. That's the big key. What happens here with that long of a stride at takeoff is his hips are already in the process of dropping, and his knee is already in the process of bending, which are the two big no-nos when it comes to jumping off of 1 foot. Okay, so that's the next thing. His core looks pretty good. He's controlling his core well here. But yeah, we've got to fix those 2 issues. All right, here's this jump off of this. As you can see by the red line, he's not jumping very high. Not for his athletic ability. He can jump a lot higher than this with the proper technique. And then you notice his fingertips are a little above the rim, and he does not finish the dunk. Hey, actually, come here.
This time, I don't know if you've noticed, have you ever been told you're supposed to drop your hips and get low to jump high? All right, the key is you do not want to do that at all. You want to stay tall your entire run, and what that's going to cause you to do is you're going to get those hips high in the air, and that's going to cause you to explode off of that left foot. Actually, you're a right footer, right? Yeah, we're going to explode off of that right foot. So this time, I want you to stay tall the entire time, and I noticed you drag that foot. That's always a sign. When you drag that foot, that's a sign that you're dropping at your hips, okay? So try it again. Do not lower your hips and do not drag that foot, and we'll see what happens. All right, y'all, this is live. Let's see what we got here.
Okay guys, now here are the after effects. After teaching Cruz these quick inches technique right in front of you, let's see what happened. Look at that. Now compare that red line to the last one, okay? Look at that. They're close together. His takeoff's much, they can be closer than that. But you know, for a 6'4" kid that's only been doing this for a couple times, this is really good. This is really good. Okay, now notice the yellow line. There's still a little bend there, but it's much better. Okay, he has a powerful plant right here, and that's the key. Is you have to have a powerful plant. There will be a little bend in practically any beginner to intermediate. There's always going to be a little bend from the knee to the hip, but I cannot complain with Cruz here. I think that he did a good job. The red line is very impressive. That shows he's not dropping his hips down. And if you notice in the last video as well, he drags his foot, and that's just another effect of that real long red line, that real long stride. If you have that real long stride, you're dropping your hips and you're dragging your opposite to jumping foot. Okay, so if you're dragging your foot, that's because you're dropping your hips, and that's usually because of your strides. Your last two strides are way too long. Okay. But anyway, yeah, take a mental image of that right there. That's what we want to see. That looks much better for Cruz. And now look at this. Okay, now Cruz is now jumping high. Okay, he's jumping high off the ground, and that's pretty impressive if you look at his hand. He's up there near the top of the box, which is, you know, a much improvement over the couple inches he was over the rim in his previous jump. So he told me after this was the highest he had ever jumped, and I mean clearly it's up there, and he crushes this dunk with ease. Okay.
What do you think?
Oh, it works.
Yep. Keep the hips high and explode up. Don't drag that foot. Sound good? I'm gonna get all this written stuff to you in a little bit. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so here are our keys for those instant inches that I taught those guys, and you saw them amazing results with. Alright, MCV optimization. The MCV, or maximum controlled velocity, means you can only jump using speed that you physically can handle, that you can control. Okay, the key to maximizing your jump is to find the maximum speed that you can jump off of correctly. Okay, so if you run too fast or too slow, you're not going to get the best out of your jump. You have to find the maximum speed that you can physically control and jump off of using correct form. The MCV should occur using a controlled approach that is constantly accelerating, so every step is quicker than the one prior to it. When you start your approach, your run to go jump, to go dunk, to go do whatever, each step needs to be a little bit quicker. You never slow down, ever. If you are a stutter stepper on your approach, you will not jump high, okay? Stutter stepping comes from running too quickly. It comes from leaning forward or leaning backwards and just being unbalanced, okay? Practice getting your steps down before anything else. Before you practice any more of my tips, make sure you have your steps down and they're controlled and you know your exact maximum controlled velocity. Okay, the power position. Alright, this is the position when you'll hear me speak of when you need to keep your hips high, you need to stay high. What I mean is you need to hit your power position, which means your hips are high, and you push off of, when you push off the jump. This is for 1 foot or 2 foot jumpers. All of this is for 1 foot or 2 foot jumpers. You can take every piece. I know I had 2 1 footers, but you need to, if you're a 2 foot jumper, take every ounce of the advice that I have in this and apply it to your 2 foot jump. You'll have the exact same results. Okay, so High hip height means you will be using the power generated from your MCV, and you're not losing your power by bending down or slowing down like both of the examples did. And before I taught them how to fix that, you notice they were both bending down and they were bending at the hip, causing a break in their knee or a bend in their knee. I say break because, for example, it's almost like if you were to break a pencil and tape it back together and drop it on its eraser, it wouldn't bounce back up. But if you have a straight pencil, an unbroken pencil, you dropped it on an eraser, notice it would pop back up. That's kind of an example. Alright, keys for instant inches: takeoff control, core control. Okay, this is that core. When I talk about your MCV and control, it mainly comes from your core. If you have a weak core for the speed that you're going at, you're going to lean forward when you go to jump. You're going to fold. If you see people go to jump, you'll see a lot of them will fold at their waist because their core isn't strong enough to handle the momentum, okay, and the power that you put into the jump, okay? So the core control at takeoff means to get your core above your feet, okay? So your head, shoulders, core, and legs should all be in a straight line at takeoff, which I've shown in the video. Okay, so you want your core to not be bent forward or backward. You want it straight as possible, okay? If your core isn't controlled, you will notice a lean at takeoff, forward, backwards, or side, which means you are affecting your jump trajectory negatively, okay? If you have that bend in that knee, you're going to jump forward. You're not going to jump vertically. Alright, quick pin. Okay, a quick pin means that your last two steps will be quick as possible so you can get the most out of your MCV. The keys to your quick pin: stay tall, you do not decelerate ever, and you practice. The quick pin takes a little time to get used to, and this is those last two steps that are really quick. Okay, they're really quick. You can notice both guys do a fairly good job of it in their after videos, okay? But once you get that quick pin down, you jump off of that straight leg, you will absolutely fly. Well, there you have it, my friend. You now hold the simple keys to gain real instant inches on your vertical leap today. Do us both a favor though and tell me what you think about today's video. Listen, if you love today's video, I want you to say, Adam, I love it. And tell me what you're going to go do with all these extra instant inches that you gained. But listen, if you think today's video sucked, I want you to tell me, Adam, it sucked, and what you would rather see from me instead. Whatever you think, at least just let me know you're alive by leaving some type of cool comment and feedback below. Keep checking your emails for more cool stuff coming your way in just the next few days. Thanks again, and I will see you.